It's Friday already. Like, I don't even know what happened to this week. But today, I mean, this is kind of appropriate. We're talking about this stuff at the end of the week. GM going super. Apple's real-time charging status, and Gen Z likes to shop. But where do they like to shop is the question.
Where do they like to shop, Paul? We will answer that question and more.
This morning, quick story. Yeah, and more. This morning, I was driving in, and there was like state trooper cars blocking all these streets off. I was like, this isn't good, right?
Whoa,
like, is there a standoff somewhere that I should know about?
Especially in Syracuse, you're like, man.
This is real. It's like right down the street from our studio. It's not that kind of neighborhood. And so they stop, and then I see a group of people running around the corner, probably like 20 people, like running like a race, holding flags and this, and following it. I was like, oh, it's a special like military thing. Following it was an RV. It's this like 200-mile run. And right on the side, it said, proudly sponsored by Saratoga Honda. I have a little video of it. And it's this 200-mile military honoring run. I got some footage.
Dealership right there.
I know.
Every long runs, RVs. These people are my people.
And that's right. More than we even know. And they're right now we're about 120 miles or 100-ish miles from Saratoga. So they're probably coming to Syracuse and going back. But I don't know. We'll find that story. Maybe we'll talk about it in our email. But it just made me smile on the way in. I was like, there we go, automotive. Running through the streets early in the morning.
Early in the morning on a Friday morning. Oh, we got to get to it. We're only a few minutes away from David Long's All Things Used Cars. If you don't check it out on a weekly basis, do it. If you can't be there live, you can listen to the replay. We always put it in the Monday morning email. We give you a little recap. It's always good. We're talking about personal branding for salespeople today. It is a highly contested topic, nonetheless.
Contested. Very contested.
I've got a little bit of, there's a little bit of Darren Doan in me, I think, coming into the
morning, great. Here come the apology emails. Oh, well, let's get to some news. Following a similar announcement with Ford last month, Tesla and I'm not going to say that we said so, but we said so. You can go back.
Said so.
You can check the tape. Following a similar announcement with Ford last month, Tesla and General Motors are partnering to give GM electric vehicles access to Tesla Supercharger network. GM will also integrate Tesla North American charging standard connectors into all their EVs from 2025 onward. Obviously, this is in part trying to boost electric EV adoption while enhancing access to a charging network. So GM's, of course, this was announced, by the way, on Twitter Spaces.
Of course it was. Why not? Yes.
This will nearly double the amount of chargers available to its customers, potentially saving the company $400 million in infrastructure investments. Here's a quote. Always the money. And actually, we didn't cover this, but Tesla is probably going to be eligible for a lot more federal funding to expand its charger network. So it's a big deal for Tesla as well. Here's a quote from Elon Musk. You have our full support. You have our full support, and we're incredibly excited to partner with you on this and just really make it a fantastic electric vehicle experience, whether somebody is driving a car from GM or from Tesla. Elon said that.
Let me translate that real quick. We would gladly allow you to let all of your users see our brand every time they charge your vehicle on our charging station. It's going to be great.
And get very aggressive glaring stares from all our vehicle owners who used to be it's just gonna, like, Tesla owners are like, they better put more chargers out because I don't know if we can live with this. Mary Barr said, we have a real opportunity here to really drive this to be the unified standard for North America, which I think will even enable more mass adoption. So this is the standard, man. It's over.
Can I give you the layman's term on that quote?
Yeah.
Well, our brand wasn't strong enough to figure out charging on its own, so we just hooked up with someone else. Let's go.
Oh man, I don't know.
Today. I'm gonna get.
I don't think it's a brand. It's a brand strength. I think.
Hey, look, I think this. We looked at last month. There was the federal the group that's coming together to look at the charging infrastructure, to look at what is necessary for charging ports and standardization. And I think that these moves are probably coming on the heels of collaboration like that, more integrated talks between many of these manufacturers. And we're going to see more of this. I mean, I'm actually, I think I'm going to make a shirt collaboration is critical. It's going to be the theme of a SoduCon coming up, but we see this at every level, whether it be OEM or industry partner or dealer, consumer. We just have to continue that mode. It just makes it easier on the consumer. So consumers are just going to have an easier charging network. Speaking of easier charging network,
stop. Segue time.
So we know we got some sneak peeks on iOS 17, but with its release, Apple Maps will now show real-time charging availability information for EVs, further enhancing features for its owner. A couple really cool features. You can set your preferred charging network, whether that's, the Tesla network, wink, wink, Ford and GM, or Electrify America, ChargePoint, etc. You can also tell it what type of EV you have. So when it displays the charge points, it will only display ones that work with your vehicle. That's so super like just an easy and practical solution to that. In addition, here's the cool one. In addition to the charging station, like locations, it will show you how many ports are available at that location.
Yeah, like what's being used up or not.
It'd be cool if it could show a queue as well. I mean, right, there has to be some more integration for that to happen.
Right.
But it can show you if ports are available, right? So obviously if ports are available, you can go. If they're full, you can try to find another one if you can. Currently, this feature is only accessible in cars that support Apple Maps EV routing, like the Ford Mustang Mach-E, the Porsche Taycan, with more EV makers expecting to integrate it. But now it's on your phone, man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the whole thing. Once it's in Apple CarPlay and Apple Maps is just using it, this is actually one of the times where I feel like Apple Maps has been a leader in infrastructure upgrades. I mean, I think Waze has some level of EV charging structure built into its UI. But I think this is actually this is ahead of the majority of the market, it's an interesting, you always think of Apple as being so ahead of the market, but it's funny. They always they actually lag about 2 to 3 years typically because they're coming out with something that nobody else could even imagine or dream of. But this is something where I think that they're actually leading the charge. And it's something that I think they're going to, he said leading the charge.
I wish I had a
there it is. Oh man, I can't even recover after that.
I couldn't get over it. I couldn't get over it. I was gonna say, speaking of things that people that can't get over it, but that would have been the wrong segue into the next one.
Well, you already said it out loud. So
segue.
I didn't really mean it. It just,
It was like I was gonna say bobbity skibbity bop ba da bop. Hey, according to a new report by the International Council of Shopping Centers, who we had one of those?
That sounds like
an international.
That sounds like a fun conference right there.
Gen Z enjoys shopping in real life stores every bit as much as they do online. On respondents, 95% of Gen Z says they enjoy online shopping, while 97% also appreciate shopping in physical stores. So there's a clear balance in what they enjoy. 30% of Gen Z shoppers cited immediate access to products as a key reason for in-store shopping, while 28% actually like the tactile, so the touch and feel of seeing, touching, and trying products. And 11%, this is I'm surprised this wasn't higher on the list, preferred to avoid shipping costs. So they're looking at that balance of those few dollars on should I get it shipped or should I make the drive over to the local store. The other key part is a lot of the shopping that's happening in retail establishments are discount retailers that don't have a lot of their products online, like TJ Maxx and Marshalls, and then Walmart. I mean, that's obviously they have a large online component to what they do. But it's just interesting because we've just heard everyone's going online. Everyone's going to take it online, especially Gen Z. They only like to shop on their phone. But the reality is that there's a balanced shopping matrix in the way that they like to engage with the products that they can either touch and feel or be a part of. So pretty cool.
I think there's a lot of lessons here. I think back to several years ago in automotive when we were talking about autonomous driving and ride sharing is going to end the industry as we know it. Didn't happen. The retail apocalypse, everyone's only going to buy things online. Didn't happen, especially the younger people. Didn't happen. And I think what we're seeing is just maybe we'll learn from this. I don't think we will, but the bottom line is it always ends up being a bit of a both and when it comes to retail, right? Because there's no way you can have both. And here we see Gen Z, an incredibly savvy generation with kind of like taking multiple options and crafting it into something that kind of gives you the best of all worlds, leveraging one way to do it for these benefits, leveraging another way to do it for these benefits, and being able to live really well in the balance of both of those things. Sometimes I'll do it this way, sometimes I'll do it this way. And so from a car buying or car shopping experience, I think the data is already showing us that people like to come into the stores. Hear that? They like to come into the stores, right? They like to come into the stores.
They like well, and here's where I would balance that, and just to be careful to be just like, oh, they like coming here, it's going to be all good. Like
we said the word balance.
Like to do, right?
Right.
Well, one, the balance of being online, but look at the way that they like to shop in these stores is like, oh, a lot of them are shopping in discount retailers that kind of have a unique way of placing products, that have a unique experiential nature to them. You know, they like seeing, touching, trying products. So how do you integrate the way they that this generation likes to shop in store, and not just by default go, oh, they'll show up? Right.
Yeah.
I think that's the warning, is like, oh, they're showing up again is not just the solution there. It's they're showing up to the places they want to show up. And so make sure that your crafting experience is around places that people want to show up.
That's it. Well, this may be the shortest show we've had in quite a while.
Boom.
We got a clubhouse we can get to, but man, we did get after it. It was a lot of fun too. Hey, whatever you're doing tomorrow, we hope you have a great day on the floor selling cars, being with your family, whatever it is.